play-by-play guy, like kind of talking about the action, or would you rather be the commentary guy? Me and David kind of just picked a role and then went with it after that.
Well, you did it last night, so we can just stick doing the same thing. What'd you do last night?
So last night I just did commentary, and David kind of somewhat called the game. You know? Oh, no, I'm sorry. You want us back in the headsets?
Yeah, I'm picking y'all up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, he very loosely, I guess, called the play-by-play.
Yeah.
The difference is obviously last night I've been with the guys team.
So you knew the guys
for 2
a lot
years.
Welcome, soccer fans, to Homer Smile Stadium for today's WPSL Southeastern Conference matchup between the visiting team, Alliance 865 versus the FC Birmingham women. At this time, would everybody please rise for the playing of the national anthem.
It's pretty wide for them, so you don't really have to do much. Just kind of like
Go
look
back
that
and
way
forth.
and that way.
That's right.
Well, I believe you. I wish these chairs were a little better. These are so. Wait, you have this short one too.
Do you want this one? Oh yeah, why don't we switch?
My knees are like.
Take this one.
Even though the chair's smaller, it's not. Oh God, this is so much better.
Good.
My knees are now barely touching the thing instead of being squashed.
Good.
My knees were like being folded.
Good evening, everybody. We want to welcome you to Homer Smile Stadium in beautiful Leeds, Alabama. We're about to kick off a highly anticipated home opener for the FC Birmingham Falcons versus 865 Alliance from Knoxville. Very excited to finally get the home schedule underway. I'm in the broadcast booth. It's a little hot tonight, but the shade is about to come with my friend Hal Youngblood, one of the top officials in the state of Alabama.
Well, thanks, Owen. I appreciate that. And we're up here with Owen Harris, one of the top announcers in the state of Alabama.
Well, thanks. we were excited to finally get this home season underway. Our girls have unfortunately had 3 games straight on the road to start their inaugural campaign in the WSL League, and now we're looking very forward to finally a little bit of Alabama home cooking for these girls.
Yeah, really quick, I'll tell you who's on the field for our referee crew. Mina Kochashova, she's in the center. She's out of Troy, drove up for this. We've got AR2 is Kimberly West, Jennifer Pfeiffer, who's actually in our state board. She's AR1. And then Karma Fitzgerald is our 4th official for the game. So we have an all-women's crew for an all-women's game. I think that's great. And Mina, I've done plenty of games with her. She's a great college referee as well. Went up and recently did the high school playoffs up in Huntsville. Actually last year. I don't think she went this year, but really good referee. So we should have a good game out there for the referee crew tonight.
Yeah, and speaking of Alabama high school athletics, we're just now coming off the season, as you know, and a lot of the girls on our FC Birmingham team have either played in one of our high schools or are currently playing in one of our high schools. So I'm glad to have everybody on the pitch, and really looking forward to seeing. This is the first chance we've had to really get everybody that we had on our roster back on the same pitch.
Oh, got a ball heading down. I think the keeper's going to get this one, and she does.
That was a nice play. Had to go to ground as the ball was coming in on one-on-one. Like to get your keeper hands on the ball early in a play like that. Get them nice and awake.
Yeah, we got a slight breeze up here. Hopefully it will cool off on the field for the ladies shortly. Like I said, the sun will go down just a few minutes. A little ambitious with that one, just back to the goalkeeper.
Got a full crew of FC Birmingham youth players working as ball boys and ball girls at the field today. So really nice to have representative from the youth club supporting the semi-pro teams.
So this is my first time to watch the ladies, and I'm not familiar with, I've seen most of them, a lot of them in high school and club around town, but we're still trying to work out where all of them are. Like I said, a number of them are in college right now, in different colleges at AUM and Huntington, West Alabama. So, yep, 10's coming down. I think number 3 has got that, and I'm still working out learning the girls' names, so apologize if I don't know all their names right away. But that was Alyssa is number 3, our defender on that side.
Yeah, we both are. We haven't had much chance to watch them as all the games so far have been on the road, either in Tennessee or up in North Carolina. So this is really our first home broadcast to get a chance to see them play.
Yeah, but definitely looking forward to tonight, see if they can get their first win for the season. Oh, looks like we're going to have a corner kick.
Yeah, first corner of the game for 865 Alliance.
All right.
865 Alliance is coming off of a busy stretch. They didn't start their season until it looks like the 2nd of this month. Played 4 games and are 1-1-2 over that stretch.
Jordan Holt with the cross coming in, headed out by defense. And they stepped out really quickly to make sure the 865 girls also have to pull out. So I like seeing them come out quick. Shot on goal, good save.
Yeah, nice save coming across the...
Hard to tell from here if it was on frame, but she didn't take any chances and knocked it away. I think it might just have been on frame. So good goalkeeper. That's Katie Irving is in the goal for your FC Birmingham ladies. And I know she originated at St. James High School. I don't have information yet on where she's going to college at or if she's still in school. I'm not sure. Or if she just graduated.
Now, when you're a referee and you're looking at corner kicks like this, are you concentrating on where they're placing the ball down, or are you kind of lax on that?
Nah, I mean, once they get close, I mean, it's a yard. As long as it's around there, we don't worry too much about it, honestly. I mean, they do have to follow the rules and the laws of the game and stay within that circle. As long as any part of the ball is over that circle, we're good, and nobody really does too much with that. Really, what we're focusing on is contact in the goal area. Lots of hands, shoving, pushing, holding. Number 10. Goalkeeper's got it. Good work by Katie to come out and knock that off number 10.
Yeah.
That was really good because Lauren Leslie, that's number 10 for 865, she definitely had a one-on-one opportunity, and Katie did a great job coming out. She was outside the area and got her foot on it, made a bad touch come off of her and ended up being for a goal kick. So really good play by her to come off her line really quickly for that one.
Yeah, we really need to settle down as a unit right now. We're having a little bit of trouble getting out of our own end. It's kind of one-way traffic.
Yeah, I don't think we've, other than the long kick to the end, haven't had much possession yet. But we just got started. We're not even 5 minutes in, so pretty sure they'll settle down here in a minute.
It's a good crowd tonight, though. A lot of people showed up to support us. Thought the weather was going to be a little bit of a problem today. It was kind of overcast and threatening us some thunderstorms, but it seems like everything's kind of stayed away, and we're going to be able to get a full game in today.
Yeah, it's great weather. We've got some white clouds, and I know they were talking about earlier, talking to David, was like, hey, we're not even sure about what's going to happen, but I don't know where these storms went, but they are not here. Got a slight breeze. We probably got a couple hundred people here up in the stands. We've got a really good crowd. Really, really great to see them come out and support the ladies.
Yeah, this is this past season. This season is our first season in the WPSL, so exciting to be a part of a little bit more of a regional league that covers from the Carolinas all the way down into Alabama, over into Tennessee and Georgia. So these girls do a lot of travel during the season, and it's over a short period of time. As most of these players are collegiate players or high school players who are really filling in their summer away from their normal programs.
So I was learning a little bit more about the WPSL this afternoon, and it's been around for 25 years. This is our 25th year, which I did not realize that because it was the first time we've had a team in Birmingham in the WPSL. So that's great that they this organization and the club has been around that long. Shot on goal, easy save for Katie, though. She was right where she needed to be.
Katie with 3 saves already early in this matchup. We're glad she's got sure hands. Yeah, I'm like you, Hal. It's almost hard to believe that 25 years have now gone by that some of these leagues have been established in the United States. I can definitely remember my first thoughts of soccer and it being very small and sparse.
Yeah. So good attack right there from the FC Birmingham ladies. Number 10 is Maddie Davis. Good little through ball. Number 15, Anna Gonzalez, wasn't able to quite get to it, but put a little pressure on them for the first time, and it looks like we're going to continue. Just knocked it off her feet, but good play defensively and offensively. So it's good to be on that side half of the field for right now.
Absolutely. Nothing like reversing the pressure a little bit.
Yeah. Good defense there. Everybody got back. They had nothing going forward, having to back it out, so that's good. Yeah, a little soft pressure up top, not too much. They're kind of hanging out midfield. Oh, she almost had to give a gift to be able to go back. But, yeah, they got a not too high line, but they've got the defense pushed up about 30 yards out, so they're going to have to be forced to go over the top like they're doing right now.
Good clearance by Sailor Richard.
Yep, definitely good spot. Coming back in, and Katie's going to have this one too. So defense is holding tough right now. They're doing a good job. They've given up a few opportunities toward the goal, but nothing really threatening, just kind of in there. All right, here's a little promising effort. If she can keep it, get it off her feet. There we go. That's a smart play. Just drop it back. You don't have anything going forward yet. Unfortunately, a turnover right there.
Yeah, we've had a couple turnovers, but we seem to have good cover back, so nothing's really cost us too much. A couple plays by the goalie coming off the line, but in both the cases that she came out, I felt like she had it all the way.
Yeah, it looks like the Knoxville ladies, they've only got a couple girls up top, and they're kind of still filling each other out. It looks like, you know, they've got 2 up top. We're sitting 3 and 4 back, so really nothing too pressing yet against the defense. They've had it covered.
Well, Jason's wasting no time. He's got the entire bench warming up at this moment.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I see that.
Keeping everybody on their toes.
They're all skipping and jumping over there. Huh? Is she up and moving?
So when we were talking before the game, so Jason Newman is the ladies' coach, and I've got where my oldest daughter, she's at UAB right now. She was shot on goal, well over the top. Once again, they are getting in range. They've had some opportunities. I'm glad to see that one go high, but I'd like to see a little bit on her, a little bit more, a little more pressure.
Yeah, a
on
little too much space.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, so Jason was in charge of the local Hoover Soccer Club for the children. When my daughter was like 6 or 7, so he's been around forever. And then he does the announcing for the Oak Mountain soccer team for the boys and the girls, and now he's coaching these women. So, good
off the
shot.
crossbar.
Yep.
Ended up hitting the goal.
Yep.
Yeah, we have the it's a football field being converted into a soccer pitch for today, and that ball was placed just a little bit high and hit the actual football uprights as opposed to the crossbar. But always a confusing moment for the players on the field when they're not really sure if that's a playable ball or not.
Yeah, and as a referee, you've really got to be paying attention to that, because I know on this pitch, I had a game out here with the boys last month, and it's sitting right above the crossbar, and you've really got to be paying attention, especially if the goalkeeper gets a hand on it, gets a tip, and so it's really important for the center referee and your ARs to be communicating and watching that, because you don't want to have a ball come back on the pitch with, technically that crossbar, if it hits it, is out of play. All right, good defense by 21. Which is Sailor Richard. Yeah. Richard or Richard?
It is Richard.
Richard, that's what I thought.
Yeah,
Thanks.
So my kids grew up playing at Pell City Soccer, Logan Martin Soccer Association, and the Richard family has got several daughters and a son who are extremely talented kids.
Okay. Oh, just beat her own teammate up.
Yeah.
It happens. It happens. You're like, hey.
That is friendly fire.
There you go. That's right. All right, good cover. All right. Probably going to have a cross in. Defense is ready, and it's a little long. No threat there.
I tell you what, she's got a nice left-footed cross, though. She's putting the ball in the box all the way from the byline. Seems like they're creeping up a little bit more, trying to take a little bit more space off the field.
That's just a hopeful ball in the center, straight to Katie. She had that easy. So yeah, so we are on a football field. So converted into soccer pitch, and obviously a lot of games are out here, and it's nice. It's a good turf field. Like I said, I've refed on it a couple times, but it's not quite as wide. Say, if you go out and watch the Legion play at Protective or some of the larger fields, but it's still a pretty good width. You can see for the distance from the flag to the edge of the 18. But so when the girls do cross it, they have to be wary that it's not quite as large as maybe some of the other pitches that they play on. So they did send it a little law to have to make that adjustment.
Seemed like a light foul there, but it definitely got called.
Yeah, got a foul at midfield. I think she brought it back to the first one.
Yeah, you're right.
Really didn't have any advantage, so because she's bringing it back from where she finished up. So there was something obviously I didn't spot from here, but our center referee did. So
is that about 30 yards out from goal?
Yep. Yeah, you look to be about right.
Yeah, that's a shot. Well, more than likely.
So Katie's positioned her wall. Oh, good save.
Another good save.
Yeah, pretty good shot. Actually avoided the wall and went to the keeper's right, but she had that covered.
I've got her unofficially now at 7 saves on the game in 12 minutes.
And that's good for Katie, but really not good for stats. That she's had that many shots on frame that she's actually had to put a hand on.
Yeah, really nothing that was troubling other than the one that went and hit the football crossbar.
Right.
Just looks confident back there. Yeah, I mean, with Alabama, we all know that football is king, and so most of the schools here do not have a dedicated soccer field. Only a handful across the state. So this is pretty typical, I would say, Hal. I think it was in your experience as well to see the football field and the soccer field be the same.
Yeah, for most of the high schools it is. Now, some of the larger 6A, 7A schools, they do have their own soccer from a high school standpoint. And, of course, these girls are all playing in college, and all the colleges have their own soccer field, which is great, even some of the smaller ones. A few do share, go up to UNA, and they share a football field, but it's primarily for soccer, and the football team basically uses it for practice.
Now, what levels do you normally ref, Hal?
I mainly do the upper level here in Birmingham, ECNL, MLS Next, 18, 19-year-olds, 16, 15. Good cross to the center, number 15, but she was offsides. Ooh. Good call by AR2. She looked off from here, but I wasn't 100% sure, but
she brought it down nicely, though, and finished it confidently.
She did.
So we're going to have to watch that.
Yeah, I've refereed quite a few games with Kimberly, AR2. She does a really good job, and she had that straight on. She definitely looked offside on the cross. So I do the more competitive matches here in Birmingham, and then but today I just did Alabama State games. So, we've got the state games are in Birmingham today, a lot of in all sports, and I was out there yesterday and today, so that's U9s.
Okay.
I had U9 7-on-7 out there with up to out there by myself with the little kids, and that's tons of fun. And then we had had a U18 final 9-on-9 to play small sided, small field, but it was fun. A little hot, got warm, but it was great.
Are you an instructional ref with the smaller kids?
I definitely am.
Yeah.
Now, at that level, not so much because they're playing in a finals. Some of those kids today were a little bit more than your average rec league soccer that you get on a Saturday, say, with here in Castle or some of the other, state associations. But they were a little bit better. But yeah, definitely in the beginning of the seasons, if you're doing little kids, just to pick up some stuff and help them out. And I try to work some of the younger games to help out some of the newer referees, too, because now I remember when I was new, and now I'm sort of the more experienced one. And referees like Pete Dacus and these other guys have really done a lot to bring me along, and so it's time to get back a little bit. But then I started doing college about 6 years ago, and that's been great. I really enjoy that, but that's only in the fall season. It's a kind of like this league right here, right? It's a lot of games in just a couple of months. So you squeeze a lot in. All right. I don't think 12 is going to get to it. Pass back to the keeper. Good pressure, but easily handled.
Yeah, one of the goals of the FC Birmingham youth program is to eventually develop a program to help children get into the reffing profession, not only because we have a need for it in the state of Alabama, but also because it's a great way for the kids to earn some wages doing something that they really enjoy. So it's not started yet, but it's supposed to be in the works for the near future.
Good ball.
That is a good ball.
I think it's going to just go out, unfortunately.
Oh. So close.
Yeah, but we do have a throw in, though. Let's see if we can keep him in the corner now that we've got him back here.
Yeah, I would definitely say that the game has settled down a little bit. FCB looks a little bit more confident. The game's being played more in the middle third than it is in anybody's end. So that's progress.
Yeah, a little low pressure in the corner. They didn't do too much to keep him down there, but they just want to get back there and get in their shape. Set back up defensively like they've been doing. Up. Ball, let's see if she's able to get to it. She is crossing the center. Uh-oh, just unlucky in here. Oh. That's a good goal for Knoxville, number
14.
All right, so that is Allison Hansford. Came in with the goal after a nice cross. A little bit of a miss. Unfortunately, was behind the FC Birmingham player in the midfield and then fell at her feet. Allison had a nice touch to get around the first player and then one-on-one with Katie and slotted it in the back of the net.
Got a trio of subs coming in here. Looks like number 17, Grace Gilbert. Maybe number 9.
Yeah, the numbers on the front are kind of hard for us to read up here in the booth.
Skylar Bennett.
Definitely see him.
And I didn't catch the third sub coming in.
I did not. She's on the far side of the field. As soon as she turns around, we'll get you her number and name. Oh, number 17. That you already announced, Grace. Yeah, she's on the far side. Sorry.
Grace, I know. Grace is a student over at Hewitt-Trussville High School, where my son is also.
Oh, she's still in high school? She hadn't graduated?
She is.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, good for her.
They are in a computer science class together, so it's probably a smart kid. Not my kid. I'm not bragging about my kid. I'm bragging about her. Shade is pretty much covering up the field now. We had a little bit of sun on one part of the field. Oh, nice stop.
Yeah, good stop. Good defensive position on the cross. So they evaded that pressure, and the defense is stepping out.
Number 18, Kendall Wade for 865. It looks like she's playing center defensive mid. Is absolutely controlling the game in the middle of the field. She's just continuing to get every loose ball up the middle and push it right back down at us.
Yeah, and defensively, I know we definitely look like we're playing 4 in the back. Everybody's got to drop back right now, obviously, because they got the pressure on this end. But no, and I know you worked with DiPiazza last night, and he's the boys coach for Oak Mountain. So I know he was your tactician guy up here, and I referee, and I've only coached little kids, so. I was texting with David earlier saying, hey, what were you doing last night? And he says, I'm just doing this and that. I'm like, well, your tactical awareness is above mine, so we'll be a little deficient in that aspect for tonight. But
yeah, so there's a little bit of an advantage. Obviously, last night Coach Goldfarb was DiPiazza's coach in college.
That's
so
right, at Birmingham Southern.
They used the same. They used the same kind of tactics and strategy. So, he had a little bit of an advantage on all of us. When looking at the field and instantly being able to tell if they were in a certain formation or they had shifted. And unfortunately, our boys came out on the bottom last night, lost 2-1 in the first round of the playoffs to Club the Strongest, who is now going to move on and play number 1 Dalton next weekend in the UPSL.
Okay. Yeah, and then David not only played there, he coached Birmingham Southern. He had the girls for a little while, and of course now he's at Oak Mountain teaching the boys, and they got it to the semifinals this past year in the high school for the playoffs, along with the girls team. They both did excellent well. Unfortunately, they both got knocked out in the semifinal round. But he's a great coach, and like I say, good tactician, and he understands the game definitely from a coaching perspective and some of the layout.
He's also a little bit of a minor star amongst the boys. They were pretty excited that he was calling the game.
Oh,
here.
really? Okay.
So that'll happen when you win 5 state championships in the state of Alabama at the 7A level.
That's right.
Most of those boys came from 7A schools across the state, so he had coached against most of them at some point in time in their career.
Right, and Birmingham's not that big, and a lot of these players, they are from Birmingham or the areas. Like I know one of the girls on the team, who was I looking at? I think it was Lainey Bishop. She's playing at Reinhardt right now, and she's from Gaston. And then Skylar Bennett, who's at the University of Montevallo. She's drove down here and played for a Hoover Vestavia soccer club, and she would drive, looks like a couple hours down here to play for the club, but wasn't from here. So.
Yeah, it seems like that's more and more the case these days with these.
Great save by Katie.
Oh, goal line fingertip save.
Yeah, it looked like it was right on the line. She stretched out, got her hands on it. The good cross came in, it landed at the feet. Took a little bit of a fortuitous bounce for Knoxville, and then the other girl got a little toe poke on it, but Katie was able to get her hands on it, so that was a great stop. Good turn by the A65 player. Put some pressure on her, that's good. Just forcing her out a little bit, let them back up, get their shape again. A little contact there, not enough for our center referee to call. So good defensive stand.
It's a good win there to hold up the ball.
Something, unfortunately not.
Yeah, we're 23 minutes in. Scores 1-0 for 865 Alliance. Wow,
good ball, and 14's going to get to it.
Oh, another save.
Oh, great save by Katie.
Making herself big. You can definitely tell that Jason Newman is a goalie coach and that he has coached this goalie up very well.
Yeah, I've got to find out where. I know she went to St. James High School. I don't know where she's at now or where she's going or if she's still in high school, but that was a really good save, too, because that was a really good long ball from number 6, Annabelle Akron from FC, and good touch by the offensive player to even get a touch on there, and Katie came out quickly and just closed down that space. So really she had nothing to do with it except knock it into her.
Yeah, my understanding is that Jason has the highest coaching license available for goalkeepers in the United States. So you can't get any better goalie training than what he's going to be able to provide. So, but yeah, she made herself huge, and yeah, like you said, there was nowhere to go with that ball other than just straight into her.
So,
but they are playing a lot of long balls now, very direct.
They have been going long up the middle. Before in the beginning, they were kind of going onto the side and working it up the sidelines, and now they're just going over the top. I don't know if they feel like they've identified something with the defensive positioning of our players, but I feel like they've got good positions. They all look to be about the same size. I don't see anybody that looks like they're faster from their offensive standpoint. So I'm kind of seems a little odd that they're all of a sudden playing long over the top, especially when our goalkeeper has done a fantastic job. Looks like we've got a sub coming in, number 3. Alyssa Wynn is off the field. I can't see the number for the girl coming in, and I don't know who it is.
She's going to take the kick, it looks, or be kicked too.
Yeah, just getting in position in the back. As soon as she turns around, we'll get her number and name for y'all. These old man eyes can't make it that little number on the front of her pants.
No, they cannot.
Even with my glasses, which gives me pretty good vision, I can't make that out. So there's, looks like it's Regan Whitaker, number 8, has come onto the pitch.
Turnover in our end.
Shot, and that's wide. But once again, another shot on. Technically, it's not on frame, but it was a shot in the box, and Katie had it covered. No threat there. But any of the young players out here, if y'all are watching this game, if we have any goalkeepers watching, Katie has really done a good job. So you could really just watch how she positions herself on the field. And what I really like is how she's come out every time. She's been right where she needs to be because she's not waiting on the ball. She's not sitting back. She comes out. She's made herself big. All right.
Yeah, and the good news for FC Birmingham is that because of her play, as one way as this has been so far, we're one shot away from getting right back in this game.
Yeah.
So,
number 9, we got some pressure here. Goalkeeper had
right
to come
there.
out. And here we go. We got a turnover. Grace Gilbert with the shots.
Oh, just a little bit wide.
Yeah, but that was good pressure. Good pressure from the ladies.
It's our second shot today, so we'll take it. We want all the action going this direction.
Yeah, so Skylar Bennett had some good pressure up here, forced them with a turnover, drove down, and then the goalkeeper was forced to come outside the penalty area to clear the ball. Wasn't a great clearance. Grace Gilbert then had it, came back in, took a shot because the keeper was out, just didn't get it across on frame, unfortunately. But it was good to relieve some pressure for the defense, give them a little bit of a breather. And here's another opportunity, hopefully.
Oh, that's a nice one too.
Nice little drop, nice little give and go back to.
It's amazing what a little bit of good fortune will
Lily
cause.
Burfordale, nice ball in the box, and she was onside. Just didn't quite get the touch on it.
So close.
Yeah, Anna Gonzalez, she had a good run. Just didn't quite able to get a good touch on it, but that was definitely a good opportunity for the FC Birmingham ladies.
And it all started with good ball movement and movement off the ball. I mean,
definitely back here at Benfield, maintain possession, a nice little give and go. It looks so easy when you do it right.
Mm-hmm.
When it works, it looks easy, but it's not. These girls work hard.
Wow, and the pressure gets another turnover.
Yep.
Quick throw.
Little shoulder bump, nothing there. Good defensive stand, but they've got them pressure to see if they can keep it down here on this end. Looks like they're going to. Oh, that was unfortunate. That was actually, she stepped up, made a good play on the ball. Just had an unfortunate touch.
Crowd's getting a little fired up right now.
Yeah, there was a little contact right there between the players. I didn't have a lot in it personally either. I mean, I know anytime somebody goes down, you get a push, people get excited. It's like, hey, you want to see your team do well. But these are not, it's not U16. It's not 15-year-old little kids out here, little girls. These are college players or future college players, and they're a little more physical. Soccer is a contact sport. It's a physical sport. And what we like to talk about is refereeing. It's not a collision sport. So one thing they talk about us is getting rid of those major impacts, the big impacts that are not needed in the game. But there's definitely holding that goes on. There's grabbing. There's shirt pulling. There's bumping. But as long as it doesn't create an advantage or a disadvantage, depending on which way you're going, you let them play. And you also see how the players want to play. And right now the girls don't seem to be. I've not seen any complaints from the girls on the field either, from the young ladies.
No, and I liked that the contact in the box. Both players stayed on their feet. In the game I watched last night, you could bet your money that there was going to be a flop and a flail and some yelling. And
did it feel like you were watching that inter team when they were playing Legion the other night? Every time they took a touch, they were rolling around on the ground about 3 times. We won't get into that hole too much talking about that game, but
it was tough to watch. Though.
But those players, you're right though. Some of them they just go down and girls don't usually play that way. Ladies don't usually play that way.
I'll tell you what,
if they go down, they're going down for a reason. The boys, as they get older, sometimes they will do that.
Reagan Whitaker so far has been a really physical presence in the back line. I've been impressed, winning the balls in the air. Another header on target. Yeah,
but another long ball from 865. Coming in from Elena Corbett. Pretty long ball, nice cross, and the offensive player was able to get ahead on it. Unfortunately, luckily she had good pressure on her, so she couldn't get anything on it. Just accept her head, and it was an easy ball to Katie. Once again, Katie was in great position and went right to her. I don't think she had to take a step one way or the other to get to that one. So
Katie looks like a good distributor of the ball, too. Her play out of the bag, she's hitting wide open people. It's really sometimes a very overlooked aspect of a good goalkeeper is how quickly they're able to get the ball out into their own team.
Yep, really good turn. Unfortunately, just a little bit too much. That's where I don't know where the girls practice all the time, but, this is turf, so the ball rolls faster, so you have to adjust your play. And I don't know where our girls practice all the time. Do
Over
you
at the
know?
Hoover Met.
Okay, so they're practicing on turf as well. Then.
They are.
Okay, all right. I know some of the other teams, they may practice on grass, and, so the ball's going to get a little more roll.
I think Jason actually, and now that I'm thinking about it, I think he actually mixes it up. I think sometimes he practices on grass over at Pleasant Grove, and I think it depends on where they're playing and what surface they're going to be playing their game on. We're very fortunate to have a couple of options of fields that allow us to have for different playing surfaces.
Like I said, I'm not sure what our center saw there, but she's 5 yards away from it, so she had some contact that she didn't think was fair. So it's a foul at midfield. There's no harm done. It does get frustrating for the fans, as I don't know if y'all can hear it down there, but we're right behind them up here. Like, so we got a good crowd, maybe a couple hundred people. I was trying to count in my head, but that's higher math for me. So
yeah, well, Hal, I can definitely tell you that as a soccer parent, I've never yelled at a ref.
I'm sure. I don't think I've ever been yelled at. But
it's always constructive criticism is the way that I try to look at it.
Well, I tell our younger refs and our newer ones that say, hey, we only make half the people happy half the time. So it's a profession that I don't know why we've chosen it. I know how I got started, and it turns out I kind of enjoyed it. But a good defensive position there. Just forcing her wide. Oh, great comeback by Ana Gonzalez. Oh, that was she's going to hold it. That was a great clearance. That's a great job by her. That was really good position, though. There's a little physicality there, but like I said, at this level, I expect some bumps. It is one that the center possibly could have called, and she chose not to. But Mina, like I said, our center, she's been a college ref for a long years. She actually used to referee up in North. She refereed some higher level matches up north before she moved down to the south, and I cannot think of where. She's actually from Czechoslovakia.
Oh, wow.
And
that's a long way from Birmingham.
It is. Now, I don't remember when she came over here, how long she's been here in the States, but it's been quite a while. And she's actually she's a really good, solid referee. And she lets the ladies play.
I prefer it. I like the games where the players get to dictate the outcome, and that you really don't feel the presence of the refs that much.
Well, even the ones that the fans wanted down here, that contact, right? Ana didn't even look at the referee. She didn't even need a call, didn't expect it, didn't want it. So obviously looks like I think we had a hold there, interfering with the touch. But yeah, the player didn't even look like she wanted it. She's like, yep, I'm accepted it. She had a great defensive position and went out for a corner kick. They handled it well. No complaints from the players whatsoever. And that's
at halftime. I'm going to have to read up on exactly what the substitution rules are, things like that. There have been a ton of subs throughout this game, so I'm assuming that players can get subbed in and back out of the game, which is different than the game I called last night, which was once you subbed off, you couldn't come back in. There's no re-entry. So
I thought we had two excellent tackles there from both the ladies on both sides. I thought they were good. No calls from the center, and Birmingham ended up with possession coming down. Let's see if we can get something positive out of here. Yeah, I know with the boys, when I refereed them a month or so ago, we have moments, right? You have so many moments in the game, and once the players leave, they can't come back, and you have like 5 moments for 7 substitutes, I believe.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And but you would think by the number of women that the subs we've had already that maybe they do have an opportunity to come back, because we had early subs, and with the boys, you don't see this many subs or the men until, more like in the second half or at halftime, right?
70th
Unless somebody gets hurt. That's right. So, she's got that covered. Oh, that was actually a good touch. She got around her, but she's going to recover.
Oh, wow.
Really good position.
Wow,
really good
great
position.
job.
That is a great job by Ray, and a really good position there.
Yeah, she's been an impact substitute back there on the back line.
And one thing, is, we always laugh about it, right? But you can't teach speed. Well, you can to a point, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, she held her own, and I don't know if you noticed it. She put her arm out a little bit to, kind of help, push her off, and that's fine. There's nothing on there. She didn't extend it, didn't hold, didn't grab, just enough to bother her until she got back in position. Stepped right in front of her, great defensive play, and not only did she just stop it, not kick it out, she was able to stop the ball, turn around, and then come out, and resulted in a possession for Birmingham.
Well, I feel like we're watching some confidence getting built with the FC Birmingham squad. They started off a little bit tentatively, and it seemed to be giving about as much as they're getting right now in this game.
Yeah, and there's another long ball that we talked about, from midfield, on the other side of midfield.
Oh,
it didn't result in anything. It's bad turnover right there. Now it forces him in a tough spot defensively wise. It's a good turn. Good turn by the 865 lady. Reagan had her covered. She did get a little more space than I would have liked to have seen, but she was pretty close and forced the shot wide. But that was another long ball like we talked about. So settled down.
I think Reagan gave her a little bit of space because I think she forced her onto her off foot, and so she had to take that shot with her left as opposed to her right, which still a scary shot. She got a lot of power on it, but we definitely would rather them hit with their weaker.
Yeah. So it looks like we're playing more of it's not going to be a 4-5-1, but we're definitely keeping number 9 up top by herself, 4 people and 4 ladies in the back, and then got 5 spread across the midfield.
Yeah, no,
so we've got Yep, she was in offside position and came back and got the ball, so it's a good call by the AR.
That's one of the plays, Hal, that I'm sure as a referee you hear the fans yell about the most, and you and I both know because I have called some lines and over the years is that there's really only one angle that you can make that call from, and that's the angle where the AR is. Every other angle is a little bit of a distortion.
Yeah, and the other part to that is why you hear it from parents and fans and coaches and other players, even players yell at you, right? And they're all the way back in midfield, and you're like, come on. But what is everybody else watching? They're watching the game. They're watching where the ball is. So by the time that you're going with the ball and you look up to where it's going, that touch at the time the touch was happening with that player, that's already happened. You've already missed it. And yet that split second is enough for, got a shot on the middle. Wow, number 4 did a great job getting her foot on that. Fortunately, it went across the frame, across the front of the goal, and we're coming back out. That was I was very fortunate for the ladies that time. I thought she had a really good opportunity, and
great takedown, but then the shot failed her.
Yep. But that was a really nice touch. Good defense right there. Good toe poke getting it out of there.
Yeah, without fouling there.
Yep.
It's dangerous always once she gets in the box.
Yep. She was a little behind her, but, hey, she was able to get her toe on it. Like I said, no foul. And get her up. All right. See if we got something happen. I think that's going to go out of bounds. Yeah. But, yeah, so the AR is the only one in position to make that call. They're supposed to be right there even with the second to last defender. They're looking across the line. They're kind of waiting to get a peripheral of when that ball is kicked by sound and sight, and they're looking at the time of the kick, and by the time everybody in the stands turns to look, that's already happened. So they're like, oh, my gosh, there's no way she's off, there's no way she's on, or the opposite, right? They're like, oh, she's way off sides. It's like, well, yeah, because, they're running forward, the defense is standing still, so by the time everybody else turns their head, they are 5 yards past it.
Right.
But they didn't see where it was. So you're 100% right. That and handball.
Yeah.
That and handball we hear all the time.
David and I were actually talking about it in the game last night. He's a big Man United fan, and he was talking about the handball in the FA Cup that was called, where the player wasn't even looking in the direction, and ball got played back across right into his hand. And the modern football, it seems like a very inconsistently called foul that I think everyone has their own interpretation of what it is, but the refs seem to know exactly what they're calling. So
Sailor Richard with the cross coming in the middle, unfortunately going to end up with a throw-in over there, but opportunity. Yeah, so you say we know what we're calling, but the interpretation for handball has changed every year for about the last, I can't tell you, it seems like every year there's different interpretations. If you remember, even in the World Cup a couple of years ago, you'd have a handball at midfield. It would turn into a promising attack, right? And then they have a goal scored after it went by 2 other people, and they were calling the ball out for a handball at midfield. So, they've even changed that. There's even different handball. They want us to call it differently for balls advancing into the goal versus balls coming out of the goal.
Okay.
They even have differences. So, hitting a defensive player in the area, you're not going to call it. Hitting an offensive player, you're going to call it coming out, without seeing the nuances. We can't go into it. But, yeah, those are even the subtleties, and the fans don't realize that, and even players don't. So, and like I said, we got all the most of the referees, at least all the referees at this level, they're all going to clinics all the time. We have webinars online. We have Zoom sessions, through teams. Another shot on goal, and Katie once again in great position to get that. Really nothing there to be concerned about other than make the turn. But yeah, these referees at this level, we go through lots of clinics, lots of webinars in person. Zoom has been great for that. So we talk about that all the time, and even then, we do clinics and we do game films, we do, video analysis of situations, and even there'll be 50 of us in a room, and you'll ask a question, and everybody still don't have the same solution. So that just tells you, we're all trying to learn so we can be consistent across all the games. All right, we've got a nice run here from number 10. Oh, good shot, just hit it high and over. I was fortunate for FC Birmingham because she went right down the middle, really uncontested. She had to get past the one girl, and everybody else was holding their position with the defenders.
She was flying down the field too.
Yeah.
Number 10 has a lot of speed. Thankfully, so far, her shot has been a little bit high on target. So we've been fortunate that none of them have been on frame. But, yeah, speaking of referees, there's a young referee, Ethan, who has refs a lot of the higher-level games, who came out of the Hewitt-Trussville area. And we've definitely been able to kind of follow him and see how much work a referee has to put in order to kind of move up the ranks through the refereeing. So it's fun to watch. A lot of work.
Yeah, but number 10, Lauren Leslie for the A65, she's been doing a good job in the middle. But here's a nice run down the line.
Our
number 10. That's right. Our own number 10, Maddie Davis, is a nice tackle from number 9. But good run there for Maddie to go all the way down, bring it out about 60 yards. So let's see if we can get something positive. Now, see if we can maintain some possession down here on this end.
Not sure where Maddie's from, but I think this is her first game with us tonight.
Really? All right. We'll try to look her up at halftime and get some more information for these ladies as where they're from and where they're playing their college career at.
Long throw in. I think there's a lot of boys players that would like to be able to throw the ball as far as Reagan can throw that ball.
Is Reagan at Oak Mountain?
I don't know. We'll try to find that out as well.
I was trying to think because there is a girl that throws the ball at Oak Mountain, and it does look like Reagan now that I'm seeing her. I'm not 100% sure, but she has got one of the best throw-ins, more than most of the guys. To your point, what you just said, right? Yeah. She can throw it in farther than most of the guys. And
she's hitting it right in the middle of the box, and it's got pace on it too. It's not just
floated. It's not a high floater, right? She gets it in more like a cross. All right, just bouncing around and see if we can get something out of it. Oh, nice touch. Keep it at your feet.
Close.
Unfortunate.
Snuck back out.
Yeah. All right, now we got a defensively. We look to be in good position, but we got to see if we can get in front of her and hold her up. All right, good job there. Nice pressure, just enough to have a turnover. So good job by Skylar to stop the momentum coming out. Going back in.
To your point, though, the A65 Alliance seems to be wanting to use a little bit more of the width of the pitch, and I think the field being a little bit narrow has gotten them a couple times.
Yeah. So here's Leslie. Again, Lauren Leslie forward. She's going to get the cross in, but no danger there.
No, that's 18 shots.
Yeah.
And by my tally, our keep has 11 saves.
Yeah, so they put some pressure on, so they've had to put them wide. That's good. So I noticed number 12 on our side over here on the pitch, Ella Moody. She's currently playing at AUM, which is great that she's in Birmingham. I don't know where she's from, but another college player here on our team. So
I haven't seen her out on the field, but
I know she must have just come on recently, but she's right in front of us right now. So I don't know if they put her around, if they moved position. I wasn't sure, but I just noticed that last ball from Skylar was to Ella.
Well, and she has an identical twin. So.
Oh, she does?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we may have seen her and didn't realize. So if we spot 51, both from Gardendale.
Once again, Reagan on the ball, forced number Brianna Mendoza. She's got her toe on it, and good deflection, so it's going to be out for a corner kick. They're going to get set up to defend.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had a corner kick on either end.
All right. So A65 is putting a girl on the post just to, I think, wait around and see what's happening, but we know we're off.
They went deep.
Oh, that's nice. Ooh. That's good. So did it go deep, and she was able to head it back in the area. But
and that's half.
Yeah.
Wow, so that's a that's a solid half for FC Birmingham after having given up quite a few goals in the last couple of games, playing a really tough team who just scored 8, beat a team 8-0 in their last matchup, to go in 1-0 at the half. They've got to feel like that's major progress and are hopeful that they can just get that one kick that gets them right back in this thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's like you said, that we've given up some goals and they've scored a bunch of goals. So to get going 1-0 at halftime, we've had a couple of decent opportunities up front. Defensively they're holding their shape. Like I said, the last few, not having so many saves, forcing them wide. The opportunities have come less. We had quite a few in the first 15, 20 minutes, and definitely not as many in the last 25. So, yeah, see if the girls can settle down, get some more opportunities, some more possession, see if they can get some more pressure on the 865 Knoxville ladies in the second half. But, yeah, I think they can feel good about that half.
Yep, we'll take a short break, let you guys enjoy halftime, and we'll be right back with you for the second half kick.
down. Like not to the right a little bit, but straight. She's like all the way on the front. Yeah. With long hair. She's like this out. Yeah. Yeah. I think that might be. I'm gonna go back to the. You do that, man. I got 2 minutes. My co-host is sitting down here and chat. Hope he realizes that we do have more things to do. He's been okay. He's been okay. It's not as smooth as the guy yesterday, but he's a really good ref. So I've just been kind of asking questions about refereeing, like calls, like how do you feel about? So Sailor's the one right next to the goalie, and she's on this side of the goalie. I think.
Didn't she have a really bad knee accident like a million years ago?
Santa may actually be down there next year.
Say goodbye.
I'm glad you kind of picked me out. Where's Addie?
Why'd you decide to go?
She didn't have the motivation today. I woke up and just felt like flat. Addie's Oak Mountain. But now I'm glad. Are they still in school? Most days I don't want to play, but I don't feel like crap. Today is like I feel like crap.
Why did you feel like crap?
I don't know. All I remember, so I'm doing an announcing up here. Photo, bio, girls. Yeah, like a dry smell. So like I'm done. So I was talking.
Brush your teeth, that'll go away.
Big it up to Mill City. Look, Brass. She graduated one year.
Hopefully you do.
Addie is at. I hate Brass.
Hopefully you brush your teeth.
Play it. Yeah, the shower. Yeah. Well, play for City High School.
You have to chew it all up and you got to take such good advice.
Oh, it's not HB. It's not. Oh, it's PHSC. It's not HBS. There's so many terms. So HBS. See, I thought this taking something
But first they're going to introduce, hopefully introduce us to Grace and maybe her parents. I've never saw, yeah, nothing. We just see pictures.
Here we are about to get started with the second half of action, and FC Birmingham would like to take a minute to thank all of our valuable sponsors for the 2023 spring WPSL season. We want to give thanks to Puma, La Chula 97.5, La Calle, Champion Sports Medicine, Second Row Law, Soccer Post, the Bash Agency, Wavelink, Medical Properties Trust, and Diversified Energy. We appreciate all you do for making this season the best one yet. Without our sponsors, we wouldn't be able to do any of this, and the second half has kicked off. It's with the score 1-0 for 865 Alliance.
I like the breeze. It kind of mixes with the cool air.
Everybody seemed like they were in a pretty good mood over the halftime break. Again, they started right back out and playing long balls down the field, so we'll see if they continue to do that type of action in the second half, as 865 wants to continue to put the pressure on the FC Birmingham Falcons. Shot goes wide, but another shot on goal, or towards goal, I guess, for 865, about a minute into the second half. Crowd still settling in, getting back to their seats. Everybody was just having a good time. Everybody's glad to have some soccer at home this week. Yeah, it looked like she was probably recovering from an offsides position. Hal, you probably see that a lot in the games that you call. Forwards get a little bit lazy getting back on the ball, and the ball gets played right back to them, and drives fans crazy.
It does, but yeah, it happens, especially if you've got a back line that's pushing up quick like Jason has his team doing. You know, they all came up, and they're doing a pretty good job of staying together, moving up. Got a foul in midfield, pretty simple foul, easy call, but looks like the center's going to talk to her a little bit. A little too much arm that she didn't like, especially not really playing enough of the ball. Just kind of, I think, just trying to settle things down. You know, we talk about the first 5 of the second half, just making sure things don't get away from a referee's perspective. Although this game has been pretty chill, the girls are all playing, I think, straight up, playing square, playing fair, nothing too nuts. But the center must have seen a little bit of something she didn't want to see any more of, especially with 45 minutes still to go in the second half.
I think she also played the ball out of bounds after the foul, and I don't think that was to the referee's liking very much.
No, you know, so for that, you know, it's supposed to be, you know, it's delay and restart, right? Everybody's like, oh, she kicked the ball away. It's like, well, if the team is not in a hurry to play, they're not really delaying the restart, so we don't always, you know, punish that or come straight out with a yellow card. You know, it all depends on how.
Fans will yell for it, though.
Oh, my gosh.
They love to yell for that.
They will yell. Oh. So, number 12, Ella, when she turned around, I think she caught her with an arm up at the face. Accidental, of course. Nothing, like I said, nothing egregious there. But number 17, Catherine Browning, looks to be okay. Probably just got her a little watery-eyed, but she did get her. So Reagan right there, a little nice pressure, you know, came up on her. Just so as a referee, as a fan, you know, she did bump her in the back, but it's soft touch. We expect some of that contact, and Reagan did just enough to create a bad touch by the offensive player, and, you know, get a turnover and a throw in for us, and that's going to be a corner kick.
Corner kick off of a great long throw in by Reagan again. So I did confirm. Reagan is right now a junior at Oak Mountain High School here in town, both a star athlete for both soccer and for basketball. Evidently, she's extremely dominant on the hardwoods as well.
Oh, really? I'm not surprised, because you can't, well, you may can tell she's a little tall, and she's speedy. I know watching her play for Oak Mountain, Chris Blight's the coach there. He'll throw her up top, and she plays up top and makes some long runs, and then he also brings her in the back. So she's pretty talented, and of course here on this team, Jason has her playing in the back. I kind of, as a referee watching her, I like her in the back a little bit more, but she's definitely got some wheels. She's got some speed, and they put her up top as well for the Oak Mountain girls. Yeah, you know, we were talking earlier offline at halftime if that was Reagan at Oak Mountain, and so I'm glad you were able to confirm that. So a couple other players, I was talking to some fans out here. They're pulling for Bridgewater's McKenzie and River Riley. They are both, as in their words, they're rising seniors at Vestavia Hills High School. I just called them, when I was my day, when I graduated from a junior, I was a senior. As soon as that bell rung, last day of school of my junior year, I am officially a senior. But they use the term rising seniors. I thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, so we've got another 2 girls, and they have been starters on the pitch. Once again, number 4, River Riley, and number 7, they call her Mac, apparently, but her name is Bridgewater's McKenzie. I guess she goes by Mac. Some of her friends up here.
Well, and the other thing I did confirm at halftime is that the other Moody twin is not here for the game. So,
okay.
So we are only seeing one.
All right, once again, number 10, Lauren Leslie, you know, just cutting through the defense, making some good moves, getting open, getting the girls twisted around a little bit. She's done a really good job of moving the ball around, getting the girls, forcing them to turn, which puts them on the heel a little bit. She's able to get around them, but not a good finish. We've been fortunate with that, but she had an open look from about 20 yards away. Fortunately, it was high and no threat.
I also got a confirmation on the substitution pattern. So it is a free sub. Any player that's taken off the field for non-disciplinary reasons can be subbed back on at any point in time in the game.
Oh, so they can even come back on the same halftime, same half. Anytime,
That's correct.
Just an open substitution.
That's correct.
Now, is that just regular season, or is that just today, or? Could be trouble. So once again, A65 coming down the right-hand side, crossing the center. Lauren was able to get a touch in the middle. The defender cleared it away, but number 14 for A65, Allison Hansford, wasn't able to get much on it and send it up high. So they've threatened early in the second half. Let's hope we can do something around. Reagan's going to get this one pretty easily.
Yeah, I think the good news for FC Birmingham is that this isn't a field goal competition because 865 has been spot on at putting it through the football uprights so far.
Yeah.
Let's hope that trend continues.
Oh, good job. Oh, so unfortunate. Katie had that. So it was a good turn. Lauren Leslie, I think, with that goal, she had a good turn in the center. But and Katie had that. I don't know. It must have looked like it took a bounce right before it got to her, and it just came off of her and then trickled in the net. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah, Katie, I apologize. I feel like I jinxed her on the telecast there after the comment I made. So, but it was great. It was a great attempted save. The ball just got away from her in the end and literally trickled into the side netting.
Now she was in perfect position and she had it. But hey, you see these pro goalkeepers. Edinson, De Gea, all these guys, Allison, these guys, they all make mistakes. So she has had a fantastic game. I was talking to her dad at halftime, and so she is from St. James High School down in Montgomery. It's a little 3A school, and they made it to her high school team made it to the high school playoffs. I think the second time ever. The last time was in 1990. So they were up in Huntsville and up there, and they made it to the finals. Another shot on goal. Wow, that was a great save.
Wow.
Fantastic save from Katie, who we're talking about right now. That was a really good shot and a great save. She was stretched and laid out. That was definitely going in upper 90.
Yeah, that was a great run, a great shot, but just a better save in the end.
Yeah, and except for that one mishap we just saw, she has just had a fantastic game. I'd give her a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I have her at 12. I have her at 12 saves right now. Yeah, I think Katie would hope that we're going to stop talking about her. We'll talk about the other end.
Well, that's true, right? We'd rather be talking about some opportunities on the other side, but she is keeping the girls in it, and that's going to be a header over the top. No pressure there. But another corner kick. I'm not counting corners. I don't know if you.
Yeah,
are.
that's 5 for them.
5. Have we had any corners?
We've had one. We had one right at the start of the second half, and
that's right. Yep.
But yeah, they seem to play it long. They've got a lot of height, and they're trying to win it on the back post across the middle.
Yeah, but we've got some size back there too, so I'm really surprised over the top. But she's not going to get to that one. We're going to have a goal kick coming out. So Katie, their high school team, they made it to the finals up in Montgomery. Up in Huntsville, and unfortunately they came up on the short end of the stick with that game. But first time to ever make it to the finals, and Katie was there, and her dad was saying she was so upset on the drive home that they stopped and she did tryouts here in town. So they drive up from Montgomery to play with the Vestavia Hill Soccer Club team, and she's like, what, let's just do tryouts. She was upset. So it just tells you a lot about her fight and her tenacity and, for competition. That speaks to, I think, why she's such a good goalkeeper. And I think she's only a junior, if I recall. So she's quite talented for her age. She's definitely going to get some college scholarships. I should have asked him where she's already seeing offers from, because she most definitely is. We're talking to David Kearney and Doug, over at halftime too, and they were both saying, hey, they get calls and asking about her all the time. So.
Yeah, the league is Mia, Doug's wife, confirmed the league calls about her highlight reel every single week. So, it's a good play from a goalie that's keeping us in a game. It's 2-0, 865 at the 55-minute mark. So, still plenty of time to get back in this for FC Birmingham.
Yeah, and like I said, that was unfortunate. You hate to have give up one so early in the half, but fortunately we've still got a lot of game left.
Yeah, Coach Goldfarb always says that 2-0 is the most dangerous score in soccer. He feels like it leads the team ahead, a little bit complacent, and opens the door sometimes.
Got a cross coming in, easily defended. Another shot on way wide, fortunately. Sorry, would have left her foot. I couldn't tell from up here. Got another substitute. 2 girls are coming in for FC Birmingham.
No, they didn't, but they almost did.
Yeah, we're going to need a spotter someday.
I'm going to need at least to bring some binoculars up
some
here.
Binoculars.
With me. I know. Get some bird binoculars that I got at the house, but for my kids.
It's turned out to be a really pretty evening here in Leeds, Alabama. The temperature's settling in pretty nicely, and unlike last night where we had a couple of water breaks, they're playing pretty continuously tonight.
Yeah, so Rachel Bush, number 6, stepped off the field. And number 7, Mackenzie, I think she's the one of the ones that just came back on. Keep her way out of her line, about 30 yards out to clear that one. You know, easy touch for her. But once again, number 18, we've talked about her earlier. That's Kendall Wade, just really controlling the middle for 865 Knoxville women. But good coming out of the back. Unfortunately, wasn't able to hook up with Anna Gonzalez up top on the left-hand side, but it's a good attempt.
Yeah, the ball distribution from Kendall Wade in the middle of the field is very decisive. She moves it very quickly, and that just leads to open plays.
Yeah. Well, we had good defensive position there. She saw that coming for the FC Birmingham.
Got a little fan helping out the ball boys tonight.
You know, it's one thing we can always count on, the little kids. When the parents bring their little kids, if you want your sons to stay busy, they're usually happy to be ball boys. They love it. We had a bunch of little girls doing it at the game I had last night, or around the field we were on. They couldn't have been like 8 or 9. They just had so much fun out there. And I was AR 2, and it was just fun to just. The way girls talk on the sideline is so different than boys. If you have girls and boys, you know that they are totally different when they're hanging out. And the talk between the little girls is so different than the talk with little boys. And I just have to laugh at it. I've got 3 girls of my own and 1 boy, so I'm used to it. But it's just comical.
Yeah, we're an all-boy household at my place. So,
okay.
Have not ever experienced the girl
so
talk.
you don't have all that. Yeah. Nice touch and control by number 15, dropping it off to her teammate. So that's Jordan Holt with the touch, dropped it off to her teammate. Fortunately, it wasn't much on it, and Katie gobbled that up pretty easily. So starting the second half, it looks like we're kind of picking up where we left off at the first with some more pressure from the Knoxville ladies. Looks like Reagan's going to get this. Drops that off to 21. That's Sailor Richard again.
Yeah, our two center backs have been, with our goalie, have been extremely busy this half so far. Let's hope we can keep them a little
good.
Give them a little bit of rest as we move the ball up the field here.
Yeah, that was a good control by number 10, Maddie Davis. Right there, really good touch in the center to drop it back off, maintain possession. Looks like we got something going here. See if we can get something out of it. Unfortunately, knocked it right into the defender. But it's a nice ball from Reagan. We got a good run on it from Anna. See if she can save it. She's going to save it. Let's see what they can do with it. Number 12's open across the middle. Unfortunately, couldn't find her feet. We saw her go down, and but no complaints from even the player. So even when the player goes down and they don't complain, then you know the referee got that one right.
She was right there. She was like two feet away.
Yeah, the center was, exactly. So she was in great position and no complaint from our team. That was a good attack from the FC Birmingham ladies. They really possessed it. Started all the way back here on our 40, or 10 yards on our half, and all the way up to the front. Really good cross. Even a second opportunity unfortunately, ball didn't go our way. But,
yeah, that was the best offensive sequence we've seen in quite a while.
Yep. Nice shot from distance from Jordan Holt, but straight at the goalkeeper. Once again, Katie's got good hands. No problems for her.
Well, after I made the comment about them kicking it through the uprights, they've done nothing but put every shot on frame.
She's probably had, 5 saves in that last 5 minutes. So, I was thinking rugby, hey, they're getting their points. But, all right, just knocked out. Kate Green taking the throw in.
Yeah, this is a very skilled team that we're playing tonight in 865. You can tell they've been playing a lot of soccer lately because they look like they know where each other's moving. They're making the open passes and they're making the good runs off the ball. And FCB has done a very heroic job of just continuing to get in front of it.
Wow, great save. So number 14, Allison Hansford, with a good turn. About 15, 20 yards just on top of the 18, and Katie with a fantastic save to knock it over the top.
Yeah, just fists it right over the top.
Yeah. not trying to catch it, just trying to bump it out. Really good save. Got up quick.
I got her down for 15th save of the game right there. So, yeah, amazing.
Dude, I saw a video yesterday that
Cross coming in, it's a little deep and over the top.
So
Which fortunately, we've had our defenders have put good pressure on their offensive players in. So the good thing is they're not able to get anything on it. So when you see the ball come in, it just goes up high like that. So the defenders got really good position. They're not able to get any power on it. They're also kind of positioned in the area. So all they can do is jump up, but with the defense has got good placement. So it's pretty harmless in those things. The only thing you're going to be able to score on with that is if they're able to kind of loop it in the back corner. And unfortunately, they're not able to do anything there. So our defenders are doing good job on their corner kicks. They've not had really anything off the corner. Good defense stand there. Unfortunately, a turnover.
they're really pressing high right now, 865, trying to keep us in our own end.
They are up. Unfortunately, tried to get a little touch on it, Skylar, but so Skylar's obviously got a lot of energy, still chasing the goalkeeper all the way back. That's a lot of distance for not much reward, but hey, you got to keep them honest. And that was a hopeful ball that didn't go anywhere, so unfortunately not a good touch, but good recovery there. Missed her in the middle, though. It was a good thought. It's a good thought. She had something if she could have maintained it, put some possession there. But so, Owen, one thing you mentioned, which I think is really good, I don't know how long this team that we're playing has been together, but it's our first year. You said, right, for the women's team in this league.
That's correct.
First year or second season? First.
Second season as a team within the FCB. First year in the WPSL, which is a much elevated league from where we played last year.
Yeah, and that makes a huge difference when the girls have been playing, or as boys too. Any teammates, you've been together for a while, you see it. And, like when we do, a lot of these girls, they did grow up here together, but they played against each other. A lot of them went to different high schools. Now, they may have gone to similar clubs, but, Birmingham we have got so many soccer clubs in Birmingham, which is a good thing, but it's also, so it's not like these girls play together, all the time and they know each other. So it does make a difference when you're out there because you know where your teammates are going to be. You know what they can do, if they like to go left or go right, or how they want to drop the ball off. Even though, Jason's going to work that, they have their drills, they play with each other all the time, but, hey, nothing takes over just a familiarity, right, with your teammates. And, I didn't even think about that until you just mentioned it, but that makes a difference. And now we're fourth game into the season, and you talked about some of the other games and the score line. So I think we're seeing maybe the benefit of getting some more playing time together. And they definitely look more solid defensively. I'm not really seeing any breakdowns. They've been where they needed to be. The last goal was just a fluke. The other one was a good run, but overall they played good. Well, as soon as I say that, we have a bad touch, but, hey, nothing happened out of it. It's just going to be a throw-in at midfield, essentially. So
yeah, we've got good cover between our two center backs right now. They definitely are playing well together. One will kind of come up, one will drop a little bit deeper, and that's made it a little bit better because, as you said, most of the shots on goal are coming under a lot of pressure, and that's causing them to go left, right, or a little above the crossbar.
Yeah, that was good recovery there from Ana Gonzalez. She's done really good. She's covered a lot of ground tonight, I think, on that side of the pitch. She's been playing up top, and she's come back all the way back to inside the 18. Looks like we're going to have a goalkeeper change. I guess we're going to give Katie a break.
Yeah, that should be a standing ovation right there.
She does. A really good applause from every member of the crowd out here.
I can't see the number of our new keeper.
I don't know. Number 27 is Clary South. It's Khlari South. And I apologize, Clary, if I have butchered the pronunciation of your name, but something will work out for the next telecast that we do, broadcast.
It looks like Clary South might be a goalie for the University of South Alabama. Also looks like she might have made the South All-Star team as a goalie during her senior year.
Oh.
So we're going from one All-Star to another.
We're also going from a high school kid to a college player. And yeah, that's the other thing we talked about, right? I don't know the ages. Unfortunately, we don't have bio on all the Knoxville teammates and the girls that are playing. I don't know if they might have more college girls. They may not, but we've got quite a few high school girls. I mentioned River, Mack, or Bridgewater's McKenzie. Our goalkeeper, Sailor. Which we got some other ones out here. Like I said, we've got quite a few high school girls still playing for our team. So I think they're doing. Reagan is still in high school. I think we're doing really good to me, we sound a little young.
Yeah, my
for this
understanding.
league.
Yeah, my understanding is that we're the youngest team in the Southeastern Conference of the WPSL. So several of the teams we've played against so far this year have had representatives of some of their national teams from their countries, things like that. So it's a learning degree, but what a great way to learn playing against top competition. And it's going to just continue to help these girls develop as they're going on their high school and collegiate careers.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're loving being home for the summer and being able to play because if in college they really can't do a lot right now. They just college just wrapped up their spring season, so college has a
shot
nice
on goal.
shot on goal. It was a good opportunity for Monty Gonzalez. Unfortunately, it was right down the middle, so an easy save for the keeper. But hey, it was good to see something positive on that side. Some good pressure. Good defensive play there just to get it out of bounds. Nothing happened.
Yeah, I actually have that as the second save for the 865 goalie, so that's good.
She's no Katie Irving.
No.
2 saves. Come on, she's got to step it up. So hopefully we can end up with maybe some more saves. We'll get some more scoring opportunities. Looks like we're going to have a throw in for us. Number 17, I don't think she agreed with that call, but I think they got it right.
That's the good thing, isn't it? Is that the AR got it right because that's exactly the way the ball is going to get thrown in, no matter how much arguing you do. I have yet, and Hal, you could maybe correct me. You've done a lot more games than I have, but I have yet to see an argument result in the call getting turned.
It never does. So it's kind of comical, right? It's like why argue all the little things? We're never changing our mind, but it happens. It's an emotional game, right? So really quick, we got Skylar Bennett's taking a break. You talked about the sub rules earlier, so she can definitely come back. And looks like that's River Riley's back on the field, and she's one of the high school players at Vestavia right now, and she's one of our starters. All right. A little toe poke from the defender, so another FC Birmingham throw in.
So speaking about arguing calls with a referee, is there a way that is the right way for a player to approach you about disagreeing with the call?
Yeah, so we always, we all have our own little pregame, right? And we all have our own tolerances of what we're willing to accept and take. We're all different. We're all human. So me personally, just be respectful. And, some teams, some people you can have some fun with, some you can't. Some are real serious. It all depends on the game and the player. They're all different. Girls, women, they don't really like to talk to you a whole lot. It's refereeing men is different than refereeing women. There's a nice ball over top.
Ooh.
A great touch.
Oh.
A great first touch from Anna. Just
wow.
didn't quite get enough on it to chip the keeper, but I think she definitely had the mindset of trying to chip the keeper on the cross. That was a really good ball over the top. And, another turnover here. We've got something. Do we have an injury? We may have
Could be
blood. Could be blood. Yeah, she did a little spit. I don't know if it's on her mouth or out of her nose, but it looks like maybe we've got blood on the player. So we're going to so in that situation, as a referee, we're not supposed to there's no blood allowed on players or uniforms or socks or things like that. But it looks like she got a bloody nose or a bloody lip. You can see the trainer over there with her right now.
Is that a result of COVID, or was that prior to COVID with the
No. Blood's always been that way. Yeah, it's always been that way. Ever since I've been refereeing, definitely not COVID, definitely nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Nice cross. Oh, unfortunate. So right after the stoppage and play, we had to break down the side and a cross and a good finish. Unfortunately, the cross just went right between a couple of players, right in between their runs, and A65 Knoxville has another goal. I didn't see who knocked it in. Did you get the number of the scorer?
Yeah, I believe. Let me see when she turns here, if she turns. I believe it's the
one right there at the 40?
Yeah.
Yeah, up on the right-hand side of the circle, the far side of the circle where we're at. Yeah, I can't see her number yet either.
It's just a nice touch.
Yeah,
very,
just
very simple. Didn't do a whole lot to make it go in. Just redirected it right past the goalie. And
yeah, the cross came right across and just rolled along. Like I said, unfortunately, it just went right. We had 4 girls down there. It just unfortunately went right in between each one of them, and all she had to do was just stand there and tap it in. So it was a good, calm finish. Number 3, I think, is the one that we're talking about. So I believe it was Kira Goodwin with the goal for Knoxville. But, yeah, all she had to do was just maintain composure and a nice, easy tap in, which is really good as you want to see it as an offensive player. It's like, hey, you don't need power. How many times do you see guys, if you're watching Premier League soccer or MLS, they're 4 yards away and they try to just power it and they just, bash it right over the top. So just a nice finish from the Knoxville lady. Good defensive position there. Sailor again, and good. Unfortunately, didn't get to where she was trying to, but
yeah, it's good anticipation by number 2.
Yeah, it would have been great to see that last ball come in. I just thought that was a really nice ball over the top, and Anna had a great run, or Anna. I'll have to ask which one it is.
Well, FCB is looking for their first goal of the season, so if anything goes in this net, it's going to be a party in the stands. Yeah, 15 over there has been pretty electric since she's come on the field for us. Anna Gonzalez.
See if I think Anna Gonzalez has had a fantastic game, really. So that's that's Anna right there. I didn't check the number. It looks like she took I think she hit the ground hard. I don't think there was much contact enough, but it took her feet out from under her, so she landed kind of awkward. Turf is, it's not the turf of the old days. I remember as a kid we got to play at Legion Field. For those of you that are, we don't have too many people listening that remember Legion Field, but we got to play a semi-professional team back in high school back in the day, and that was like a rock. I have never played on anything as hard in my life. It's basically just putting carpet grass on top of this concrete
oh my gosh.
Track, and I cannot believe that the football players played on it and laid out and did like they did without just getting hurt so bad. But the turf fields nowadays are much better. And, Lee, this is a pretty nice turf field as far as turf goes. It's pretty soft. Some are better than others. Some are worn down. But this one's in pretty good shape. But it still hurts when you hit it if you don't get your arms or your legs underneath you. So, one of the big things we worry about as referees and players and coaches is concussions. Everybody's got these concussion protocols now. Fortunately, it looked like Anna just landed on her back a little bit. But oh, Reagan, she's not going to get by Reagan here. Reagan is great position. Yeah, Reagan had that red easily.
Just kept her on her back.
Yeah, and I think that's a good call by the center. I think Clary could have picked that one up, but I guess she wasn't sure if maybe she might get a call for a pass back, so she just shielded it. Reagan easily. Great position by Reagan, just held her off, and I think the center made a good call. Girl was basically just on her back, so essentially we had no advantage coming out of that situation, because if the keeper would have picked it up, I don't think the center would have made the call. But since she went to clear it, there's no advantage there in the back, so we're just going to call the easy push on her back and just play. You kind of want to keep the game going as a center. You don't really want to blow your whistle too much to stop it if you don't need to. Reagan wasn't even complaining a whole lot, but like I said, no advantage. We're going to call the easy foul and come out. So that was a good job. Really a great position by Reagan. She's a solid defender, and she's in high school.
Yeah.
So she's got a bright future ahead. I think a lot of these girls do.
Yeah, a lot of it's about player development, and one of the exciting things for FC Birmingham is not only our women stepping up into the WPSL, but this fall we will, for the first time, dangerous ball back. Oh. Oh, I'm sitting here talking on mute. Thank you, Owen. Here we go. Here's Anna again. Anna, unfortunately, didn't get to it. The pass was low in front of her. So what I was trying to say is on the offensive attack right there, really quick. Clary came out, got good position, but you're taught as a defender, and I was a defender back in my day, never as good as these girls are. But one thing you're taught is if your keeper comes out, somebody's got to go to the goal. And Reagan did a great job going back in there, occupying that space. So when the next touch came in, easy clearance from her. So really good job from her part. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the fundamentals of the game, and as I was explaining before all that excitement broke out, is that this fall, FC Birmingham will be fielding some of its first youth teams in the UPSL Youth League. So we'll be playing against other clubs that have developmental programs for U15, U17, and U19 players.
She was, number 7. Bridgewater McKenzie's definitely offside. She tried to hold her run, and, the Knoxville lady stepped up, and you kind of get stuck. You're like, well, so unfortunate there. But, sorry, go ahead. Now you can
No, but
continue.
we're super excited about the program, where it's headed. With a men's team both in the Premier and First Division of the UPSL, the women's team in the WPSL, and then a youth program that'll be highlighted with several teams that'll be playing also in the UPSL. So really giving players in Birmingham a great option to see how they can develop into potentially pro players down the line.
Yeah, I think it's great. We're seeing that, and I don't want to necessarily promote other leagues on this broadcast here. But, we're seeing that in so many. We've got MLS Next. We've got ECNL. We've got, there's, Birmingham Legion's got their group too. So I think it's just a great opportunity that I think Birmingham is growing. If you went to the Legion game when they played Inter last Wednesday night, we had 18,000 fans there. Did you make the game?
I did.
And it was, and I got there and watched the women play before, which is the other I guess the other league for this one, right? Same age group, same level of girls, same high school players, same college girls, just a different league. Oh, wow. It was a nice corner kick and a nice header. So, we've talked about how they've been in position every time. They've not been able to get anything on the ball. That time there was a little space created between the offensive player and the defender, so she was able to get a little more on it and direct it down versus up, and the result ended up being in the upper 90. And another goal, unfortunately, for our women's team.
Yeah, I think if you just continue to give up corner kicks, you're really rolling the dice as to how long you're going to be able to keep them at bay, especially with a team that looks as gifted as 865 Alliance is.
Yeah, and once again, I think you can just tell that it looks like they've probably been together longer, and it definitely has an impact. But like I said, the girls have fought hard, they played hard, and we've still got about 15 minutes probably with extra time before we wrap this one up. So let's see if they still can't get something positive out of this. Yeah, it's going to be a blue throw for sure. Wasn't right out. So this is when a lot of times you hear from the fans, that ball's out. It's like, nope, the whole ball's got to be out across the line. If any part of that ball, so if I'm on the AR and I'm looking down the line, if I don't see green between the ball and that line, I don't call it out. So, from the fans' perspective, you're going to think, oh, there's no way. It's like, no, I'm the only one. Once again, kind of talking about offsides, right?
Yeah.
The only one that can make that call is your AR. She is the only one that's in a position to say in or out, just like the offside call.
That is absolutely not going to keep the other 200 fans in the stadium from
100% is
making
it
that
is
call.
not gonna have one thing.
It is. I can absolutely say I've been guilty of that myself over the years, both as a coach and as a dad. So,
Well, yeah,
the broadcast booth is what keeps me in check right now.
It's like you mentioned earlier about the league trying to develop players and to say, hey, let's put a little time in the refereeing thing. And I think it's just a good perspective, just to understand what it's like. It's kind of like if you ever waited tables. It's like if you've never waited tables, you don't really know how hard those people work and things. So, and as a referee, everybody thinks, we're out there just, whatever. Hey, we want to – I know I do, and I think most of us, I want to – I take it just as serious as the players do, especially at this level. Doing U9, U10s, you're out there to have fun and coach, but you're out there to do a job, and the kids work hard. And at this level, these girls, they work hard, they train hard. I don't know what their schedule like. I know it's at least twice a week, if not more. They're doing stuff on their own. They're running. They're staying in shape. I mean, it's not just Sunday soccer league, out here. They're working hard because they're getting ready for their college season coming up, or their high school season, or their club season. This is their opportunity, and it's also a lot of their opportunities to get noticed for colleges.
Absolutely. I think that there are I think that's why a lot of these players come to this league over the summer is for the sole purpose of getting noticed and staying in shape. and I think they accomplished both of those with this league. The WPSL for sure is a first-class league that is, as you said, stood the test of time. 25 years is, at that point you've pretty much made it as a league if you can last 25 years.
Yeah, 100%. That's a long time. And I don't know, the USL is the other league that's got a women's team, and I don't know how long they've been around, but it is just fantastic that we have all these different leagues out there for an opportunity for these young ladies to go play. Another shot on frame. That one, I can't see her number. I cannot read the numbers on the front of these jerseys at all for the Knoxville ladies. Number 5, so that was Abby Biddle. Pretty wide, nothing too bad for Kalari, but still, she had some distance and she had some space and got off a good shot. Fortunately for us, it was wide.
Yeah, as David said last night in our broadcast, as a coach, he's always said he will never get on his players for taking shots. He's a big believer of keeping constant pressure on the other team and on the other goalie, and I think that the Knoxville coach is probably okay with that, even though it went about 20 yards wide. It definitely showed some aggression.
Well, it had good power, and it was on a line, so it wasn't a lofty ball, right? It's not like when they so the opposite end of that. So David's one thing, and I've seen it with the way he coaches his Oak Mountain boys and the way they play, right? Is shoot. If you've got the shot, if you're capable, he's got a number 2 that plays for him. I don't know where he's going to school. I should know it, but because I see him play all the time, but I can't. But he's like, hey, take a shot, because this kid can shoot a rocket from 30 yards out. So take the shot. Now he also wants him to work it in if you don't have a good look. But so I think the same thing. These ladies, they have a foot. It's not like watching your U15 rec. These girls can shoot. They've got power on a line drive. You've seen it with our players too, as well as theirs. And so from the offensive side, I 100% agree. You never know if it's going to hit the crossbar, come out, get a weird touch. Keeper's going to make a save. You get the rebound. But then on the other end of the spectrum, because they do have power, you want your defenders up on them tight, right? Don't give them that space. And she had, unfortunately, a little too much space there. But hey, it's been a long game. We're 83 minutes in, so you do get tired. They're human. But overall, I think they've done a pretty good job of closing down the space, forcing. Most of the shots have not been too threatening. The ones they've had have really been in close, right?
Yeah,
we had a tap in. We had, unfortunately, just a
header on the corner.
Yep, that header, and that was the only one they've had the whole game. Out of all the corner kicks we've had, that was the only one that wasn't just a lofty ball. So, and she created a little bit of space. And once again, Lauren Leslie, controlling that midfield, bringing it down, setting something up offensively. But
yeah, and the ball went out of bounds a minute ago at midfield, and it was really the first action I've seen from the trainer. He hasn't had to come out on the field, but I did want to make sure we give a thanks to Champion Sports Medicine for all they do for the FC Birmingham program, providing trainers, keeping us in shape when we get hurt, getting us back on the field, and really always being there for the program since day one. So, and today, no action at all other than retrieving a ball from out of bounds, which is exactly the way we like him.
Right. Well, the one girl had the nosebleed. I forget.
That's correct.
I forget which one was that. Was it River Riley or McKenzie? I don't remember. I thought it was 4 or 7. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, it was a quick turnaround. She was back on the pitch. It looks like FC Birmingham's got a couple of other girls coming out. So Anna's coming out. I thought Anna's had a great game. Skylar's coming back out for a sub. I think Anna Gonzalez has had a wonderful game. As soon as we get the players to turn around, we'll be able to tell you who they are. I just don't recognize them from here. Is it 20?
We got number 17, Grace Gilbert, and number...
Was it 23, 22, 21? I couldn't tell for sure. It's not
25.
25. So this is Olivia Brasher. So this is one of the young ladies in the stands. I was asking who they're supporting. We're trying to find out some bios about these girls. So Olivia is just graduated from Pell City High School, and she is going to Andrew College. So congratulations to her.
Her parents are both in the stands today, and I think at some point in time, I think she actually played here at Moody, so just right down the street from us. So Pell City, Moody, all of that right here in the St. Clair County area. So she's a hometown girl getting to play in front of her friends and family. So
yeah,
they got her up top at striker right now.
Yeah, so good to see her on the pitch. And so we talked about, college girls. We've got quite a few girls. We've got Alyssa Wynn that's at Huntington. We've got Rachel Bush playing at AUM. Skylar Bennett's going to Montevallo. Ella Moody is at AUM. I've got Victoria Cortez. I don't know if we've seen her tonight, but I've got her at Point University. And, of course, Olivia just came on the field at Andrew. And there's Lainey Bishop, 41. I don't think we've seen her. I'm not sure. I've got her going to Reinhardt. So
yeah, Sailor Richard at West Alabama and Alana Morton at Jack State as well. So and then Avery, Ella's sister Avery Moody is also at AUM. So
oh, she's with her. Okay, so they're playing together. Well, that's good.
and nothing confuses the defense more than throwing identical twins out there.
Hopefully they get along well since they're in school together. They're playing together. They're twins. So that's good. So Avery is also at AUM. Okay, great. We're taking notes up here, folks, so we can
Yeah, we're learning
do a
from
good
each
job.
other.
I
as
know,
we go.
right? Do a good job, right? Because Owen definitely has a little familiarity with the girls
Oh,
here.
great ball in.
That is a nice ball. Oh, almost an own goal.
Oh, it's in the net, but it hits the upper post.
Yeah, but it hit the football upright. But that came off the knee of the defender, I believe. Almost an own goal, but we would have taken it. But the keeper,
Absolutely.
yeah, it was in the back of the net. You hate to pull those out, but it definitely 100% hit the crossbar and came back out. So good call by the center, and I think our AR had that call as well. But we're going to get a corner kick. Let's see if we can get something coming off of it.
Yeah, it feels good to see the ball hit the back of the net.
I know,
so.
right. So 21, that's Sailor Richard's taking our corner. So I kind of like the way that we're set up outside the top of the 18, about at the 12, and running in on the ball versus being in there coming out, because you need some power coming in. A little bit on it, unfortunately. See if she's going to save it. Unfortunately, really a waste, a lost
quick.
opportunity. Yeah, quick throw. See if she's going to brought it back in. Good play from the offensive player to get away from the pressure. Almost, unfortunately, not.
Yeah, A65 is definitely not wanting to let up the pressure.
Yep. So this is Nyla Blue with the cross, but well wide and behind the frame. She completely missed that. Unfortunately, not what she wanted to do. She had a couple of players in there, but couldn't get her waist turned on that one and get turned around to keep it in play.
Yeah, luckily FC Birmingham had recovered and had plenty of people in the box to deal with that, even if she had gotten it in.
Yeah, they weren't by herself, but yeah. But it was a good counter. We were just down there for a corner. In a matter of seconds, they're taking a cross, in the area. Nothing happened from it. But unfortunate, we didn't get an opportunity on frame out of the corner kick. But like I said, I think the field is a little narrower than what some of these girls, especially if the ones that are playing in college, they're a little bit wider field, and it can kind of get away from you and then end up being too far. And everybody went over everybody's head, unfortunately.
Ooh, that's a burst of speed right there.
Oh, wow. She does have some pace. Let's see if she keeps it in. She does, but
Smart
Reagan.
cut back. Yeah, but Reagan read it all the way.
She did 100%. She had good position there, but that had some speed on her.
Reagan, if she is a rising junior in high school, is going to be quite the player as she continues to develop.
And once again, that was Lauren Leslie, number 10, that made that run with the burst of speed. And she has gone – I don't know if she's been off the pitch. So she's been playing for 90 minutes and still had that speed.
Oh, what a break.
Here's a great turn. See, she makes the next defender.
Great step up by number 12.
That was Mac, as her friends call her. Really good run there. The defender made a good touch just to knock her off her stride there. But I thought hopefully that was going to be something positive. But
it's a brave step by the defender. She was either going to get it or she was gone.
That's right.
One of the two.
She's either going to get her or she's going to be 100% beat, and she's going to be one-on-one down there with the keeper. So she did what she had to do.
Yeah, slid over and covered from the other side of the field. So, yeah, 865 looks like a very well-coached, very well-organized team. It's a great test for FC Birmingham, and I think we've done well.
Do you remember 865's record?
Yeah.
I know you mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, but I don't recall.
Yeah, I think they're one win, one loss, and 2 ties. They've also played, like us, a bunch of the really toughest teams in the conference, tying Chattanooga 2-2, tying Charlotte 1-1. They lost to the Nashville team 5-2, but then yesterday, actually they played just yesterday at 4 p.m. Against Soda City FC and won 8-0.
Where is Soda City?
I do not know who would be Soda City, to be perfectly honest. I'm very interested in staying away from Soda City.
Well, a lot of times when they do these games, they get back in the travel ball, right? If your kids travel, they try to hit a road trip, right? Make a loop, and you hit one team going out, one team coming back, and so I didn't know if they were somewhere in between here and home. I didn't know, or on the outside. I didn't know where Soda City was.
It's a good question. Let's see if we can find out where Soda City is.
I bet Google can tell us, or WPSL website can tell us. Yeah, there we go. Come on, put it down, 6. We've got a quick throw. So we're at the 90-minute mark, 91 and change, actually. I did not see how much extra time we have by the center. I would imagine it's no more than we might be coming up on it in the next 15 seconds. Although we have had some goals in the half, so as a referee, we can add on time for stoppages, which includes goals, injuries, excessive subbing. But I see the center looking at her watch, so we're either probably within less than a minute at this point, and it looks like she's getting ready to blow it.
Yeah, and we'll finish up before the end of the game here with Soda City is in South Carolina, so they were probably looping through South Carolina, back through Alabama before they head back to Knoxville.
Yep.
But the final whistle blows, and really a strong performance by 865 Alliance, and equally, I think, a strong performance by FC Birmingham as we continue to improve as a young team. Final score 4-0, 865, and we'll look forward to the next game here. I think we play a couple of games in a row here in the Leeds at home. So,
do you know what our next home game is? Do we have that in front of us?
I am looking for that.
Sunday next. So our next home game is a week from today, 7 o'clock. Yep, Sunday next day. Yeah, I got a friend of mine up here. One of my mentors from the refereeing community. He's up here. He runs the facility up here. He gets everybody set up. But yeah, Pete was telling us. So the next game is a home game here at 7 o'clock. So if you're in town, we would love to see you up here. I think we had a good crowd. I at least counted 150, maybe close to 200. So, yeah, we had I thought it was a great turnout. We talked about that. I think one of the larger ones for the season. So we would love to have you come out and support these ladies. They work hard. They would love to have your support. I thought it was, like I said, give up a couple right there at the very end, but overall it was a good game. And, Owen, it's been a pleasure working with you tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good meeting you. Enjoyed it. Good job. And, like I said, we hope y'all can come on out.
Yeah, we'll do this. We'll kick it all off again next Sunday, 7 o'clock. The Leeds High School field. It's actually at the middle school, Homer Smile Stadium, and it'll be a great time. So come out and join us, and if you can't, then tune into our broadcast. Who knows if we'll convince Hal to come back and join me.
I may get fired. I don't know. I told Di Piazza did a really good job last night. I told him, I said, hey, I may be one and done. We'll have to see if David keeps me on I would say payroll, but I got a Coke. That was my payment. But I was just love to come out here and support these ladies. I've seen so many of them play through high school and club ball, and it's just great. And some of them in the colleges that I get to do. So it's just fantastic to watch these ladies come out here. And they looked at a good time. Even though they didn't win the game, their attitude, their spirits looked good. They played hard. I think their chemistry is improving based off what we saw. So I think the season will get better for these ladies. And like I said, this is, I think, one of the better teams in the league. So I think it's going to improve. So y'all definitely come on out and check these ladies out. They would love to have your support.
Absolutely. And signing off for tonight, so Owen Harris and Hal Youngblood, and we'll join you guys again next weekend at 7 o'clock on Sunday. Have a great week.